2025, the Beacon was my whiskey of the year. Can the 2026 Austin Nichols take over? We'll see on Mr. Oak Sips. What's going on, everybody? This is Mr. Oak, and I wanted to go ahead and put these two head to head. As I mentioned before, this was my whiskey of the year bottle last year. Nose was phenomenal. Taste was great. It just was, like, to me, is the perfect whiskey. So now, after the Master Keep series ended, Bruce Russell himself comes out with the new one, which is this year is going to be the Austin Nichols, with a tribute to the cheesy gold foil back in the 80s and 90s. So that one has a great nose as well. That one has a great palate. But what I really want to know is which one is better. And do you still keep buying this one versus this one? The great part about this is just the artistry that went into both of these bottles. When you look at the box itself, this box was made with a char 4 in mind. That's why it has the black alligator skin looking area there, and when you open it up it has the magnet. So it was just a great bottle and great display, and it's always great to see this, especially when, again, the juice is good and the box is good as well. And this year, the difference when you look at Wild Turkey for this one, again, this was an homage to the old cheesy gold foil. And when you look at the outside of the box, I mean, it's just beautiful craftsmanship and things of that nature. So again, let's go ahead and try them both out and see which one will prevail. First one on the nose. You just get a lot of vanilla, very smooth. You got that old funk that you expect is something that's going to be either 16 or 18 years. This one is really rich. You get the same vanilla, it's a little bit stronger. I already think I know which one this one is. Just on the nose alone, I believe that this one's going to be the Beacon, because I remember last year when I had that, I just couldn't stop nosing that one. It was just great. I enjoyed the nose just as much as I enjoyed the palate. So we'll see what happens with that. Now with the Beacon, that was 118 proof, and this year's Austin Nichols is 120 proof. So again, they pretty much came with the same profile again. This one was pretty cool when it comes to the Beacon, because again, that was a father and son duo, and then it was almost like they passed the reins to son only. His name is going to be on this new Austin Nichols. Okay, all right, now after we done nosing it, let's see what it tastes like on the palate. I'm already getting hints of chocolate. Just that warm, leathery, smooth. The viscosity on this is amazing. When you look at the legs on this one, it is really good. It is still going. It's just really pleasant. This one, I would love to pair this with just a medium cigar, because again, this one isn't overpowering. It's very smooth at 118 or 120. Again, it's just not getting that burn or anything like that. It's just nice and mellow. Second sip. Now I'm getting even more chocolate, and I'm getting notes of cherry in here as well right now. A little bit of bacon spice, but it's very smooth. It's not overpowering or anything like that. It's just really good. All right, let me get a third sip. Man, this is really good. Honestly, you can't go wrong with either one that you get. Hopefully you have both of them, or hopefully you get to compare the two of them. All right, second one. Wow. You immediately get hit with the bacon spice on this. Again, it's not overpowering, but it's a significant difference in bacon spice between these two glasses. I think the other one was definitely a little bit smoother. This one, again, is punching the face. So again, this one could actually be your first pour of the day. This second glass I wouldn't recommend it. You probably want to work your way up to this one. So again, we're looking at 118 versus 120. Again, this may be the Beacon just because, I'm sorry, this may be the Austin Nichols because of the proof. But we're talking about 2 proof points, so not exactly sure what significant that is. I'm getting a little bit of tonicity with this one as well. Didn't get that with the first glass. Second sip. Definitely get more tannic notes in this one compared to the first one. Third sip. This one I would go to medium plus. It's a full cigar again. This just holds up a little bit more than this cigar would for a medium plus cigar. So I'd probably stronger cigar with this one, a little bit lighter there. I'm gonna go back and forth a little bit just again to get a little bit more notes out of this. I just got hit with a bunch of cherry in this one. Yeah, this one is so much smoother. And even though the second one hits you with a lot of bacon spice, this one was very subtle, very smooth, but the finish is a little bit longer with this. So that was very interesting with this. Let's try this one again. The both of them just getting better as they sit here. I had them out for about 15-20 minutes before we got started. Before I even choose which one, you can't go wrong with either one of these. I mean, Wild Turkey is killing it with both of these bottles, and I'm hoping and I'm excited that this is gonna go ahead and continue since the Master's Keep is done. If it's anything like this would be phenomenal. Okay, I think I've made my choice. I'm gonna choose this one. This one just was a little bit smoother, not as tannic. It was just a nice, pleasant one with a great aroma. This one went a little bit with a nose. The nose on this one is really good. I know this one, to me, that smelled like the Beacon, but this one drinks more like the Beacon, so that's gonna be interesting. So let's look at the reveal. This is Austin Nichols. This here is the Beacon, so this one definitely shows the proof there, but it doesn't show the one right here. Okay, so if I'm gonna choose this case, I'm choosing Austin Nichols over the Master's Keep. Tonight, I'm sipping on some great Wild Turkey. The big thing to remember when it comes to this is that, again, you can't go wrong with either one. I'm sipping on some Wild Turkey. What are you sipping on? Take care.